don't play, don't play. Because Lori really thinks she's the special one. She really does. Lori, I told her I was gonna cut her off because she's making a lot of money right now, and I was gonna cut her off, and she just started laughing. And then she said, well, and you're not gonna speak to me anymore? I said, yeah, I'll still talk to you. She said, but not if you cut me off. So can't cut her off, so.
Life is.
Right.
Life is, we're gonna put the truth out there.
Right.
And I'm putting the truth out there, I should say. And just let people be the judge.
When people talk about Marjorie and Steve Harvey's kids, everybody instantly jumps to Lori. But barely anyone even mentions Morgan, Lori's biological sister from the same mother. And people have started noticing that she seems almost wiped out from the family's polished public image. While Marjorie was busy turning Lori into this luxury celebrity brand and Steve kept showing love to Lori on big TV appearances, Morgan stayed way in the background like she didn't even belong in the spotlight. Fans have been pointing out for a while now that the sisters hardly post each other at all. They barely interact online, don't seem close on social media, and honestly, they sometimes look more like distant acquaintances than family. A lot of people think there's a deeper reason behind that silence, and many keep circling back to one name, Marjorie. Now, people are seriously wondering if Lori slowly distanced herself from her own sister to protect her image and the Harvey family reputation. At the same time, others believe Morgan may know uncomfortable family details that never make it into the glamorous public story. Critics have even said Marjorie acts more like a celebrity strategist than a regular mom, and many believe it became obvious long ago who the favorite child was. It was pretty clear early on that Lori was the main focus. From the beginning, Marjorie reportedly poured huge amounts of time, attention, and energy into shaping Lori into this flawless, high-fashion celebrity figure. She carefully built her image, taught her how to fit into elite circles, and guided her through luxury spaces like it was all part of a long-term strategy. Meanwhile, Morgan chose a quieter path, centered around family life and cooking, and many people believe that simply didn't match the glamorous image Marjorie wanted for the family brand. Because of that, critics have claimed Morgan slowly got pushed to the side, while Lori became the public face of success and luxury. Some online discussions even suggest the divide in the family may run much deeper than just different lifestyles. Rumors have circulated for years about Marjorie's past connections and the serious legal issues tied to people around her during earlier periods of her life. Marjorie was previously married to Lord Jim L. Townsend, who faced major federal charges in the 1990s connected to an alleged illegal substance operation involving large quantities. He later received a life sentence before eventually being granted clemency years later by former President Barack Obama after serving over 20 years in prison. Some people now speculate that Morgan may want a distance from anything connected to that complicated history, especially after growing up around so much controversy and public attention. Back during that time, federal investigators were also reportedly looking into Marjorie because they believe she may have had knowledge of activities connected to the case. According to stories that later circulated, authorities allegedly warned Jim Townsend that his wife could also face serious legal trouble. Reports claimed he eventually accepted a deal that kept Marjorie from being pulled deeper into the investigation. At the time, Marjorie was heavily pregnant with Jason, and Jim reportedly said he was worried their young daughter Morgan would grow up without her mother if things escalated further. But over the years, Jim has also made harsh comments about Marjorie publicly, even describing her as manipulative and difficult to trust. Those statements only added more drama to an already controversial history surrounding the family. Now, some people believe Morgan grew up witnessing a lot of intense situations behind the scenes and eventually decided she wanted a completely different kind of life. Online rumors claim she may have distanced herself from certain family dynamics because she did not want to be connected to constant controversy, power struggles, or the pressure of protecting a carefully managed public image. While some people believe Lori followed the image and lifestyle Marjorie encouraged, Morgan reportedly went in the complete opposite direction. Lori became known for moving through celebrity circles, fashion events, and high-profile relationships, while Morgan focused on building a quieter life centered around family, cooking and staying far away from nonstop public attention. She married her longtime partner, started raising her children outside the spotlight, and many believe that choice was very intentional. According to online chatter, Morgan may have seen enough family drama growing up to know she wanted peace instead of fame. Some even speculate she felt staying too close to certain celebrity lifestyles and behind-the-scenes pressures could eventually bring unnecessary problems or public fallout. That rumor has only added more curiosity about why the sisters seem so distant today. There's also another layer people keep discussing online. Some believe Morgan and Lori allegedly clash because they have very different views on relationships and public image. Morgan is often described as more private and family-oriented, staying committed to her long-time marriage and focusing on creating a stable environment for her children. Meanwhile, Lori's dating life has constantly made headlines, with social media critics regularly turning her relationships into public debate and gossip. Rumors claim Morgan may have tried encouraging Lori to slow down, focus on deeper connections, and avoid the non-stop attention surrounding celebrity dating culture. But according to speculation online, Lori reportedly preferred doing things her own way, with Marjorie continuing to support the image and brand she carefully helped create over the years. People have also been paying close attention to Steve Harvey's behavior and questioning whether he gives Lori way more public support than Morgan. Anytime Lori gets mentioned during interviews, podcasts, or TV appearances, Steve seems excited to praise her accomplishments, defend her personal life, and celebrate her success in front of millions. He often speaks proudly about her business ventures, modeling career, and celebrity status like she's the shining star of the entire family brand. But critics online keep asking the same question. When was the last time Steve publicly hyped up Morgan's accomplishments with that same energy? Morgan has built her own career, worked in the food world, published projects, and focused on raising her family, yet many people feel those achievements rarely get highlighted publicly. That difference has sparked non-stop speculation that Steve may have formed a much stronger public bond with Lori after marrying Marjorie.
Who's your favorite person?
Oh, without a doubt, 100%.
I know that's right.
Some fans even point out that one of the last major moments people clearly remember between Steve and Morgan was when he walked her down the aisle back in 2013. Yes, Morgan did appear on Steve's talk show in earlier years, but after that, many noticed the public interaction seemed to slow down dramatically. And according to social media detectives, there are even more moments people believe support the rumors about distance inside the family. Not too long ago, Steve Harvey appeared on the Earn Your Leisure podcast for a huge interview that lasted nearly 2 full hours. He talked about his career, his legacy, his success, and especially his family. With that much time to reflect on his children and everything they've accomplished, a lot of viewers expected every member of the family to get mentioned at some point. But fans quickly noticed something that sparked major discussion online. Morgan reportedly was not mentioned a single time during the entire conversation. Steve spent time talking about what several of the other kids were doing with their lives, celebrating their achievements and future plans, and once again, Lori received a big portion of the attention. That omission immediately caught people's attention because Morgan has built accomplishments of her own. She's worked on cookbooks, developed her culinary identity, built a family life, and made Steve a grandfather. Because of that, critics online started questioning why she seemed completely absent from such a long conversation, focused heavily on family and legacy. Some people believe family dynamics can become complicated when one child in a blended family receives most of the public praise and attention, while another seems overlooked. Online discussions about Steve Harvey and Lori have only grown louder over the years, especially from viewers who feel Steve openly celebrates Lori far more than the rest of the children. Critics claim that kind of favoritism can create tension and distance inside any family situation. Social media users have also pushed several controversial theories about why Steve appears especially protective of Lori. Some people speculate it's because she became the most publicly recognized child in the family, while others have made much more extreme claims online about his level of attachment to her. There have even been internet rumors suggesting Steve became heavily invested in helping Lori navigate celebrity culture and high-profile relationships because her public image brought major attention to the Harvey brand. One relationship that repeatedly fueled online gossip was Lori's past connection with Diddy, which sparked non-stop headlines and debate across social media platforms. Over time, reports and anonymous claims also surfaced, alleging there were internal family disagreements connected to how much focus and energy Steve placed on Lori compared to the other children. One source reportedly pointed out that Steve has 4 biological children from previous marriages, along with 3 stepchildren from his marriage to Marjorie, making the family dynamic even more layered behind the scenes. A source once claimed the tension inside the Harvey family became overwhelming at times, saying there's a lot of dissension among the blended Harvey clan. According to that report, Steve genuinely cared about all the children and believed he did the right thing by embracing Marjorie's kids as his own. Still, the insider alleges that disagreements and emotional distance continued to build behind the scenes within the large blended family dynamic. The same source claimed Steve's way of dealing with conflict was often by buying gifts, spending money, or avoiding uncomfortable conversations altogether, rather than directly fixing the deeper issues. Some people now believe Morgan may have eventually chosen to step away from certain family drama in order to protect her peace and focus on her own life away from public chaos. Meanwhile, online discussions continue to paint Lori as someone deeply connected to a highly curated celebrity lifestyle that feels worlds apart from Morgan's quieter reality. Critics argue that years of fame, branding, and constant public attention may have changed the family dynamic completely. Some even speculate Marjorie became so focused on building a superstar image around Lori that the bond between the sisters may have suffered in the process. And honestly, the more people dig into this situation, the more questions start popping up. Because if everything between Lori and Morgan is perfectly fine behind closed doors, then why does their relationship feel almost invisible in public?
It's everything that I ever wanted one of my daughters to have.
She's like my best friend, so no reason for you to go home anymore, so I gotta marry you to keep you in. Serious.
Fans notice everything now, especially in celebrity families, where every birthday post, holiday picture, and family celebration usually gets shared online within seconds. People have pointed out that Morgan seems completely disconnected from the flashy Hollywood circle that Lori moves in every day. While Lori is photographed at fashion events, luxury vacations, and celebrity parties, Morgan appears focused on her business, her marriage, and raising her children far away from all the noise. That contrast alone has fueled endless speculation that the sisters may simply live in 2 totally different worlds now. What really keeps the rumors alive is how carefully the Harvey family controls their public image. Every interview, every appearance, and every social media post looks polished and intentional, which makes fans even more suspicious when certain family members barely appear together. Some critics believe the distance between Lori and Morgan is not accidental at all, but instead the result of years of favoritism, pressure, and very different ideas about what truly matters in life. And there's another thing people keep bringing up that only adds more mystery to the whole situation. Morgan has never seemed interested in chasing celebrity attention the way Lori does. She barely responds to online gossip and keeps her personal life extremely low-key. In today's social media world, where many celebrity relatives try to cash in on family fame, that silence stands out even more. Some fans actually believe Morgan staying quiet says a lot without her needing to say anything directly. Instead of building a brand around controversy or public relationships, she focused on creating stability for her family and growing her own lane in the culinary world. To many people watching from the outside, it almost feels like she intentionally chose distance from the chaos that follows celebrity culture. Meanwhile, Lori continues to dominate headlines with fashion campaigns, interviews, and constant dating rumors, keeping her right in the center of public attention. And according to online speculation, that difference in priorities may have slowly widened the gap between the sisters over the years. One built a life around privacy and normalcy, while the other became part of a non-stop celebrity machine that never really turns off. What also keeps people talking is how different the energy feels whenever the Harvey family appears together in public. Fans have noticed that Lori is usually front and center during glamorous events, red carpets, and major family moments, while Morgan often seems absent from those same spaces. That contrast has created even more theories that there may be deeper separation behind the polished family image everyone sees online. Some social media users even believe Morgan intentionally avoids the spotlight because she does not want her children growing up around constant cameras, gossip blogs, and celebrity pressure. In a world where every move gets analyzed by strangers online, many people actually respect the fact that she appears focused on protecting her family's privacy instead of chasing attention. At the same time, critics continue questioning whether the Harvey brand became so centered around fame and image that quieter family members slowly faded into the background. Lori's career thrives in luxury fashion, influencer culture, and high-profile connections, while Morgan's life seems built around stability and staying grounded. Because of that, many fans think the sisters may simply value completely different things now, and over time, that difference may have created a distance that became harder and harder to repair. And the internet definitely has not stopped investigating the little details. People constantly analyze old family photos, interviews, and social media activity, trying to figure out when the distance between Lori and Morgan may have really started. Some fans even noticed that while Lori is regularly celebrated across major platforms and public appearances, Morgan's milestones often seem to happen much more quietly and with far less attention from the family brand. That difference has led some critics to believe Morgan may have never fully fit the image that was being promoted publicly around the Harvey household. Lori represented glamour, celebrity connections, fashion campaigns, and viral headlines, while Morgan represented a slower and more private lifestyle that did not generate the same kind of buzz online. According to social media chatter, that imbalance may have naturally created emotional distance over time. Still, despite all the rumors and speculation, neither Lori nor Morgan has openly addressed most of these theories directly. And honestly, that silence only keeps people talking even more, because when a famous family carefully shares so much of their lives publicly but stays quiet about certain relationships, fans immediately start assuming there's a bigger story hiding underneath the surface. That's exactly why the conversation surrounding the Harvey family continues getting louder every single year.
Birthday, he had shown me a picture of me and him, that the first pic that we ever took, and I was like, you should save that as your screensaver. So he was like, I don't know how. So I was trying to show him, and I saved the picture to his photo album on his phone, and then I clicked on the photo album to set it as a screensaver, and I saw a picture of him and Lori, the same exact pose.
What do you mean?
I mean, the same exact pose that he took with me.
Okay.
And he did the same with Lori.
Were they clothed or not?
No.
They weren't clothed?
No.
Lori.
Another reason this story keeps gaining attention is because people feel the Harvey family image has always looked extremely controlled from the outside. Everything appears polished, successful, and perfectly organized, which is why fans become even more curious whenever there are signs that not everything is as flawless as it seems behind the scenes. Some viewers have pointed out that Morgan's absence from certain public family moments feels noticeable, especially considering how active and visible the rest of the family can be online. In celebrity families, even small details get noticed fast, and people believe the lack of interaction between Lori and Morgan says more than words ever could. That's why every missing birthday tribute, skipped family event, or quiet social media moment immediately turns into a new round of speculation online. Meanwhile, Lori continues building her image in the celebrity world with fashion deals, luxury partnerships, and high-profile appearances that keep her constantly trending. Morgan, on the other hand, appears focused on maintaining a much more grounded lifestyle, away from cameras and public drama. And according to many online discussions, that difference may have created two completely separate paths that no longer naturally cross the way they once did when the family was younger and less famous. What makes the situation even more interesting to fans is that Morgan never seemed interested in defending herself publicly or correcting the rumors. Most people connected to celebrity families eventually speak out, drop hints online, or try to clear the air when gossip gets out of control. But Morgan has stayed almost completely silent, and that quiet approach has only made people more convinced there's tension nobody wants to openly discuss. At the same time, Lori's public image keeps growing bigger every year through fashion campaigns, beauty partnerships, celebrity friendships, and non-stop media attention. Because of that, some critics believe the Harvey family brand became heavily centered around maintaining a glamorous image at all costs. And when one family member chooses privacy over publicity, it can sometimes make them feel disconnected from the rest of the spotlight-driven machine. There are also people online who believe Morgan may simply value authenticity more than fame. Instead of competing for attention or trying to stay relevant in celebrity headlines, she appears focused on her home life, her business interests, and raising her children outside of Hollywood culture. That contrast between the sisters has become impossible for fans to ignore, and many now see them as representing two completely different versions of success, one built around public attention and the other built around personal peace and stability. And honestly, that difference in lifestyle may explain why the gap between the sisters appears bigger now than ever before. Lori's world revolves around celebrity events, luxury travel, fashion headlines, and non-stop media attention, while Morgan seems to prefer staying rooted in everyday family life, far away from entertainment industry pressure. Fans watching from the outside believe those two worlds may have slowly become impossible to balance together.
Some people also think Morgan intentionally created boundaries to protect herself from the non-stop scrutiny that comes with being attached to a famous family. Every relationship, every comment, and every social media move connected to the Harveys instantly becomes a trending topic online. For someone who values privacy and stability, that kind of attention can become exhausting very fast. Meanwhile, Lori continues carrying the image many believe Marjorie carefully built over the years, polished, glamorous, and deeply connected to elite celebrity culture. Critics argue that maintaining that image likely comes with pressure behind the scenes, especially when millions of people constantly analyze her dating life, friendships, and personal choices. And according to online speculation, Morgan may have decided long ago that stepping away from all of that chaos was the healthiest decision she could make for herself and her family. What really keeps this conversation alive is the fact that fans feel like they're watching two completely different stories come out of the same family. On one side, you have Lori living inside the celebrity spotlight, where every appearance becomes news, every relationship trends online, and every luxury partnership adds to her public image. On the other hand, Morgan seems to have built a life that avoids all of that attention almost completely. Some social media users even believe Morgan's low profile is her way of protecting her peace from the pressures that come with fame and public expectations. Instead of trying to compete in Hollywood circles or stay connected to influencer culture, she appears focused on keeping her family life grounded and private. That choice has actually earned her quiet support from people who believe not everyone wants to live under constant public scrutiny. At the same time, critics continue questioning whether the Harvey family's focus on image and branding may have unintentionally created emotional distance over the years. The more Lori became the face of glamour and celebrity success, the more people started noticing how rarely Morgan seemed included in that public narrative. And according to ongoing speculation online, that imbalance may have slowly changed the relationship dynamics inside the family in ways nobody openly talks about. At the end of the day, a lot of people feel Morgan may have made the smarter choice by stepping away from the non-stop spotlight and focusing on protecting her peace. But at the same time, many fans also think the situation is sad because no matter how famous or successful a family becomes, seeing distance between siblings always raises questions. Of course, not everybody agrees on what's really happening behind the scenes. Some people online believe Morgan simply wanted a quieter and more grounded life away from celebrity culture, while others argue she could be resentful of Lori's success, attention, and the support she receives publicly from Steve and Marjorie. Meanwhile, Lori supporters feel she's simply living the life she chose and should not be criticized for it. So now, the question goes to you. Do you think Morgan was right for protecting her peace and staying away from the Hollywood lifestyle? Or do you think people are reading too much into the family drama? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more stories and breakdowns like this.